Samizdat is publishing in Russia. It's underground publishing. The Samizdat movement works were created with whatever the artist had. They had carbon paper, they had potatoes, they recycled government posters. Samizdat is the underground publishing of Russia until Glasnost came along. It was, you put your life in jeopardy by being an artist in Russia. This is Dara Birnbaum's, I can't remember the title of this, I have to look it up. Anyway, what she's doing here is using the front of Franklin Furnace as a broadcast medium so she can broadcast her ideas directly to the public on the street. Robert Wilson performing the text there, it's the word there 144 times, taken from Letter to Queen Victoria. This performance in 1977 at Franklin Furnace. You can see people are sitting on the floor. It was pretty low rent. Jill Scott having herself taped to the wall. Ana Mendieta, body tracks. Susan Mogul doing the dishes. Tina Keane, artist from London, who was in our festival called, well, the title was, we'll make up the title when we meet, but it came to be known as LA London Lab. We invited feminist artists from London, feminist artists from Los Angeles to meet in New York and do their work on No. Peggy Diggs using the floor, the walls, everything as art space. Willie Cole did a piece about Nelson Mandela called 10,000 Mandalas, in which he has pre-recorded an audio tape that says Mandela, 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 Mandela to the audience as the audience goes by Franklin Furnace on the street. Angelica Vanke Festa's performance piece was 24 hours. She was hanging from the flagpole the whole time. She had somebody helping her. It was a piece about the animal nature that exists in all of us and maintaining that animal nature. She told us to just go home. So 6 o'clock came, we went home. The animal, there's a rabbit in the performance, and the maintainer is helping her. There's a video monitor in the front window so that passersby on Franklin Street can see her hanging from the flagpole for 24 hours. The blood pooled in her feet and she couldn't really walk at the end of this piece. I didn't see this one. It's Christine Stiles and Sherman Fleming, a piece about racism, and they made sure everybody in the audience cried by cooking and burning onions. I had a little baby and a snuggly at the time. They told me to go home. Tari Ito painted the wall of Franklin Furnace. We had 16-foot ceilings, very tall wall, with latex. Then she peeled the latex off and made it into a drum and performed under and around this drum. It's a piece called Memory of the Epidermis. The Blue Man Group, world famous now, started out pretty modestly. Now they are franchised in New York, Boston, Chicago, and Las Vegas. William Popel, an artist who's gotten in trouble in the United States for his discussion of race. In this performance called How Much Is That Nigger in the Window? He is smearing his black skin with mayonnaise in the hope of becoming white. That doesn't work at all. The mayonnaise oxidizes and becomes clear and shiny. While he's performing, he's straddling a monitor that has an image of his crawl. He's wearing a three-piece suit and he's crawling in the gutter of the street. This caused consternation among especially black people who saw him performing. Get up! You're degrading the image of black people. Get up. No, exactly. He's wearing a three-piece suit and crawling in the gutter to dramatize the treatment of black people by American society. Dolores Zorreguieta, a piece about the disappeared of Argentina called Wounds. All of these thigh-sized, lozenge-shaped pieces are hanging at exactly the same level. I can tell you, because I was there, it made you nauseous. I have no idea why it had that effect, but you came in the space, you felt sick. Yvette Helene puts little radio transmitters in the helmets of all of her actors. These are pedestrian crossing figures. The boys are wearing the pants and the girls are wearing the skirts. I don't know if there really are boys and girls inside those costumes, but anyway, she can make them move their briefcases all exactly the same way by talking to them inside their helmets. So we were merrily presenting from 1976 to 1984 when the jig was up. We did a show. It was selected by 9 women curators, some artists, some activists. Carnival Knowledge, The Second Coming. The show asks if there can be such a thing as feminist pornography. In other words, can there be such a thing as pornography that does not degrade women and children? Is there some way to be both erotic and not degrading? So they invited artists to send in their stuff. We got a huge amount of material. The front of the show was artist books. There was phone sex. There was these are real porn stars. It's a performance piece called Deep Inside Porn Stars. This was the moment when Annie Sprinkle stepped over the line from porn star to performance artist. She is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th from the left, Annie Sprinkle. Her performance was about the dual citizenship that she holds in Ellen Steinberg, a fat girl who was born in Southern California, and Annie Sprinkle, a voluptuous porn star who lives in New York. We had mud wrestling. The Morality Action Committee found out about what we were doing. I guess the word pornography or something alerted them, so they picketed Franklin Furnace. This was the beginning of the culture wars, when taxpayer outrage was engendered by artists using sexual. The religious right, though, was not serious yet. This is 1984. It was Karen Finley performed at Franklin Furnace in 1983 without incident, no problems. But by 1990, we have a problem here. This is Karen Finley's installation at Franklin Furnace. It was entitled, "A Woman's Life Isn't Worth Much." And it was in 1990, which is after